Hello, my fellow classmates and professor. My name is Bernie Cervantes, and I am going to give my persuasive speech for this assignment. When you think of environmental issues, what do you think of? You're probably thinking of pollution, deforestation, or any other environmental issues. But I find poaching to be a problem as well. Wildlife poaching is a crime that should be stopped, and if poaching continues, it will affect the economy and the environment. According to the National Geographic website, wild animals are being poached on a massive scale, with millions of individual animals of thousands of species worldwide killed or hunted from their native habitats. After doing research for this topic, I find it heartbreaking to learn that wildlife animals are being hunted for their fur or ivory. Even though there's laws against poaching, it's hard to stop this crime because it has been around for hundreds of years. According to the One Green Planet website, environmental groups, animal rights groups, and the government agencies are calling for an end to wildlife poaching. There are organizations like the World Wildlife Foundation that are trying to put an end to wildlife poaching. Today I'm here to convince you how poaching wildlife animals is a problem, the causes for poaching, and a solution for this issue. And a solution to stop this issue. Poaching is an illegal practice of trespassing on another's property to steal or hunt game without the owner's permission. Poaching wildlife animals will harm the animal population, which will affect our entire ecosystem. According to the One Green Planet website, wildlife poaching has a negative side effect that affects local communities, wildlife population, and the environment. Effects on the environment. Wildlife poaching is the greatest risk for animals becoming extinct, from black rhinos to African elephants that are labeled as endangered species. If poaching continues, elephants are expected to become extinct in 10 years, while black rhinos are already almost extinct. Poaching creates a negative effect on the environment by the decrease of the animal population. An example would be Sumatran tigers or keystone predators that keeps the local prey population under control. So if the tigers become extinct, there will be an overpopulation of wild boars eating up the plants, which will be a problem for the environment and will be an unbalanced food chain. Effects on local communities. Poaching will cause the extinction of species, which can have a negative economic effect on local communities. According to the KidSat website, two serious problems that impact humans due to poaching are the spread of foodborne illness and a lack of natural resources. Foodborne illness is a disease that is contaminated from the consumption of food or beverage. Foodborne illness is closely associated with the animal population with the surrounding environment. Animal poaching is responsible for the countrywide spread of Ebola from the monkey meat in the Congos. Another example is for natural resources. Natural resources are important for us humans because they may be important to cure for an illness or a disease. If an important resource relies on an animal that is being poached, then the resource wouldn't exist. This theory also applies to plants as well. Now that I am done explaining why poaching wildlife animals is a problem, I will now move on to explain the causes for poaching. There are many causes for poaching. Trophy hunting is also seen as a crime to kill wildlife animals for profit. According to the National Geographic website, slaughtered animals have commercial value as food, jewelry, decor, or traditional medicines. Poaching for money. Most poachers kill for profit because they live in very poor communities. According to the Conservation and Society, poverty is widely considered the leading driver that causes a household's inhabitants to take up poaching in protected areas. In Africa, poaching is very common due to the extreme poverty. An example is elephants and rhinos are the most hunted animals because of the large amount of money they produce. Their tusks are made out of ivory, which can be formed into jewelry. Trophy hunters pay big money to kill wildlife animals. According to the Human Society website, over 1,200 species are hunted and killed as trophies. In Africa, the most hunted for trophies are elephants, buffaloes, rhinos, lions, and leopards. Am I moving fast enough to read? Poaching for cultural beliefs. In some countries, people believe that animals have medicinal values. According to the Animal Population Gloria website, the price of rhino horn has soared in the Far East, where it is used in alternative medicine as a cure from everything from nightmares to dysentery. In various regions of the world, there are tribes that poach in order to sacrifice animals for ceremonial rituals. In Nimble Hindu, tens of thousands of Hindus sacrifice thousands of animals and birds to appease deities. According to the Reuters website, the ceremony is believed to be the largest such mass slaughter event in the world. Animal rights activists have been trying to end the ceremony for years. Now that I am finished with explaining what causes poaching, I will finally move on to solutions that could stop this issue. Both animals and humans will continue to suffer the effects of poaching if the causes are not prevented. According to the personal website, enforcement through the government, the officials, and the people is critical to create change. A way to help wildlife animals is a petition. A petition means to write a government official to request to do something. Writing a petition to stop wildlife poaching is a start to prevent wildlife animals becoming extinct. Signing or creating a petition to stop poaching helps remind government leaders to protect wild habitats and why it's important to our environment. To create or sign a petition, you can go onto the wildlife-thepetitionsite.com. Another way to help wildlife animals against poaching is the World Wildlife Foundation. The World Wildlife Foundation is the leading organization in wildlife conservation and endangered species for nearly 60 years. World Wildlife Foundation helps the wildlife and planet by getting involved in projects to conserve and protect them. An example of them joining in projects to help animals is that they try to shut down tiger farms where they breed tigers to supply in commercial trade for tiger parts or products. In order to end wildlife poaching, we can get support from the government, World Wildlife Foundation, and the people. This way we can prevent and protect wildlife animals from becoming extinct. Today I hope I have convinced you how poaching wildlife animals is a problem, the causes for poaching, and a solution to stop this issue. As I'm about to end this speech, keep in mind that wildlife animals are also an environmental problem. This issue is serious and needs to be dealt with soon.